The aliens outside the door, near Baba Yaga, all turn their attention to her. 3 of them begin charging up energy within their ripped jaws that form a mouth. Nurse Alice Joy looks over everybody, looks at Kare. Wow, he is not looking good. And is going to do her best to try to wake him up. What
Alice
you see,
Joy.
Bosco, is a feat of both acrobatics and modern medicine. A feat that, well, she takes out rolls of bandages, just like lashes them into the air, much like a ninja would with kunai. Wraps up Kare much like a mummy, then quickly takes out, despite him being completely covered in these bandages, she takes out a needle and thread. You can tell that by her movements, her almost faster than the eye movements. She's putting the needle underneath the bandages. That's stopping the bleeding, but this is just kind of keeping it sealed up. This is completely an impractical way to seal up wounds, but she's doing it fast enough and with enough style and just
Skill.
talent to actually make it work. Kare, you're back awake, but you gain 3 injuries.
She's a racerhead.
Yeah.
You watch as he... I believe you already saw him form that blood lance that just stabbed into one of the bound creatures. He just takes it and, much like a person picking apples from a high branch with a long knife, just tries to cut off one of this alien's limbs. And the alien swims just at the right time to where he catches the chains instead, not breaking them, but not injuring the alien either. Bluebeard.
Alright. So I had an idea. By the way, for flavor reasons, it's pretty much the water ball forms into what looks to be a cannon, aims straight down, and then fires them all at once.
Yes!
The water ball splits into that of 2. Gathering the storm clouds, you shape the clouds themselves into massive storm-like cannons with a crack of lightning and massive balls of water. They plunge down into the earth, forming small craters.
For the record, their head is poking out of the water. I want to make sure it's head to concrete. Even though at a certain point water becomes like concrete.
How far up in the air were they? 2,000 feet?
Yeah.
Yep.
So actually, now that I think about it...
And
if
how
you're-
long is a round in this?
6 seconds.
6 seconds? Alright.
We've been doing this shit for 18 seconds.
Yes!
Everything went to hell in 18 seconds.
Actually, now that I think about it, if they're being held by water and say water's going that fast, it would also be like concrete itself, wouldn't it?
They're moving
It's-
at 1,363 miles per hour.
Yeah, they're being propelled down harshly.
I hope
That's
it is
well
beyond
above
high.
terminal velocity.
Yes, and again, concrete to essentially what is another more concrete. Their heads better explode on impact.
Like, I just want to point out, these water balls catch a flame with the speed that they are plunged at.
Fun fact, that could create a Leidenfrost effect, which would be really interesting. It'd be like hitting air concrete, too.
Hitting
three
3
forms of
forms of concrete.
There is no reason any of these guys should be alive.
Unless one of them rolls like
Except
a
they're
nat
sponge
20.
aliens. I mean, they're sponge aliens. It's like when you slam like pudding onto the ground, it just kind of splats. It doesn't really die.
It doesn't just splat at terminal velocity.
Issue looks at his single gun and then looks at the sky and feels inadequate.
I want to point out, like, this is what a player can do with a 2-turn setup. There is no checks for these aliens. They're not going to get a dodge check to get out of a massive watery cannonball. They take damage. That's it.
Either they get propelled into the ground, or they get out of the ball and they still get propelled into the ground.
It's like a Hulk punch into the ground. There's not many things that will survive that, but this is comic book, so there's a chance.
Please tell me they all die.
I
Because
hope.
that was my entire
Let
plan.
him do his damn thing.
I know, I'm very nervous.
I'm almost done counting everything up. hold on.
I like to imagine that it's like a mantis shrimp's
So-
punch, and there's a slight moment where the water cavitates, and there's literally an explosion of light.
Yeah, so this lands down. A shockwave goes throughout, well, the nearby area. Not as much as the ship landing, but enough to where everybody can easily hear it. It is, and possibly feel it as the ground just shakes along with it. The aliens, for the most part, take damage. One of them dies upon impact, being forced down by the other aliens to act as part of their meat shield. A few of the aliens stand on top of the alien pile, somewhat using them to soften the impact of going that fast into 3 forms of concrete. Somehow, a few of them managed to escape without injury. Others have taken severe injuries.
They're very lucky.
I got 3 nat 20s on those rolls.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that sounds.
Oh, God.
That sounds.
I've rolled
God.
enough
Oh,
nat
God.
1s that these nat 20s have been a long time coming.
Hey, to be fair,
Hey, you don't tell me shit about rolling that once.
hey, to be fair,
Every
they got
mission I've
lucky,
been on.
and this means that they won't destroy the city in a giant hot ball of sun lasers. But
The only mission where I didn't go down was the one with me and Scott.
Cool, so I'm gonna extra effort grab me, grab myself, grab this giant angel lady, grab I forget her name, Buddy, grab this guy, and I want us to get the fuck out of here now.
So where are you going?
I would have just said extra effort, pick up the remaining aliens and yeet them out of the city.
I'm like this. I just threw these things 2,000 feet out of the air into solid concrete. If that doesn't kill him, what the fuck am I gonna do that's gonna kill him then?
Do it
Get
again.
them away.
hit him with your sword.
Do it again.
So where would you like to move?
Well, back to where. Wait, as I recall, isn't fucking issue? Isn't issue somewhere safe? Ish.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
on
able
top
to,
of a building.
yeah, you're able to
Why are
see
you
him
being
because you
shot
are
at?
80 feet up. You're higher than him. You look down. He is 2 buildings to the south.
So is he getting shot at?
Not currently.
Not
Then
yet.
that's good enough. All right, grabbing us 3. Also, can I see? Was that guy who was around the corner still there? So he's gone. He's good.
Yeah, he was transferred to the clinic.
All right, we're moving.
So the ankle comes down. The one that you threw at the bottom. They're still in this just like spongy mass, trying to get themselves back to being fully themselves, not squished together.
Semi-solid.
Yeah, and as it like pokes its head out, just an ankle comes down, dealing 2 more injuries to that one. It just bounces off of that one, skids across the pavement, and slams into another one, just killing it.
Okay. All right, issue. Do you have a plan? Cause holy shit, do I have nothing.
No.
That's
I'm shooting things here. I don't know what more you want from me, okay? I have some disturbing news, but
Well, what is it?
We'll get to that on my turn. This has dragged on for long enough.
Fair enough.
You watch as 3 of the aliens point their beam upwards. They just kind of coalesce into a glowing orb, maybe 50 feet up.
Where's that exactly?
It is very visible to anyone that is not in a building.
Well, fuck.
What the fuck is I'm concerned.
The ones caught in chains down to the southeast begin charging up their beams. Their attention has left that of man in robes that currently does have them chained up, and towards that of the orb. Back in front of the credit union. Sebastian.
Ja.
God damn it, fucking Echo.
Whoa.
I saw that.
What do you mean? I didn't do anything.
I saw it, boy.
I didn't do nothing.
A heavily injured alien runs up to you. Its arm reaches out, attempting to grab at you. What is it to hit you in melee?
It hits me.
Again?
I
answer is
rolled
5.
fairly badly. It might not.
Okay, did it roll below a 5?
What the fuck?
Like, not a 15, just a 5.
Just a 5.
Alright then, so...
Boop.
What the fuck? What?
Remember how
Why
I
do you
have
have-
0 in all of my other defenses right now? That's why. I have a 0 in all of my defenses except toughness and fortitude.
Power level 10 character, everybody.
Basically, it tries to wrap around him, and there's just this barrier of force keeping it off of him. He just looks at it. Until
Yeah,
nah,
it continues to
nah,
try to
nah.
wrap around you, but that barrier, not only does it keep it off of you, as it tries to just, like, completely engulf you and try to wrap around the barrier, it just, like, forces out, wraps up back around it, and just puts it back in its normal form. Oh no.
That sounds good.
Okay, so the Oak Light is all just like huddled up under a massive dome. However, a firing squad of 5 of them have their beams charged up and let loose. Yeah, it's dead. So, just 5 beams penetrate its dome and pile through, just ripping hole after hole after hole through it. All that's really left afterwards is metal scrap that will probably be collected by Bosco at the end of this.
Yes.
And me. And me.
Yes.
SharkMaido.
Yes.
Oh yes, I wanna see. Alright, let's get this shit done, y'all.
She takes out a broom and begins sweeping up a storm. As the 3 aliens around her just get caught up in the wind and get flung about. 2 of them get smashed together and form a cleaning sponge.
What?
Don't question
What?
it. We need
No.
everything we can get.
Another one has its
Imagine.
arm transformed into a mop, but it's still alive.
If you call that living.
Officer Sebastian Long, your body begins to move as the other consciousness that resides within you tries to act. If you wish to resist it, you can.
Well, actually, he's gonna try and communicate with her. Oh, hey,
yes.
you're still active. Good. Control the left arm. Can you shoot with it?
Yes, and the left arm just like jolts up and goes to fire at this one.
I'll be casting with the right. Try not to get in the way.
She goes to nod, and you're forcibly nodded as well. There's just like a moment of confusion.
Sebastian sends a mental image of him shaking his head.
And she just blasts off the head of this one. Holds the gun up, just kind of like blows it off, realizes that she's taking control of too much of the body again. There's just like a hint of embarrassment that transfers through. How
Sebastian
do I pee
doesn't
like
see-
this?
I'll fix it later, before that's a problem.
I wonder.
Don't ask, Yushu.
Baba Yaga looking at the ones around here and how they're focused in. Hey, do you mind? She looks over at Officer Sebastian Long.
Mind what?
Okay, I'm gonna take that as a you don't mind. And she just swaps
Probably
places with you. You notice that there's an illusion of you that is of her. You're able to see through it easily. The other person in your mind is very confused. To everybody else, it looks like, well, Baba Yaga is Sebastian Long, and Sebastian Long is Baba
This is just
Yaga.
getting more and more complicated.
I'm going to need a drink after this.
Let's just put up a chart real quick.
Yeah, sure.
So
Sebastian
33%
and Officer Long
Sebastian.
combined, currently illusioned as Baba Yaga, who's currently illusioned as Sebastian.
Oh god. What the fuck?
I'm a
Magic!
dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
I'm a dude playing a
Two
dude
dudes,
disguised
one
as another
dude
dude who's
disguised.
also two dudes.
Oh dude.
Three
Justin
halflings in a
Hughes,
trench coat.
another guy that, well, he ended up in the clinic where you guys have just been stashing all the civilians. He pokes his head out. He still has a wrench in hand that he grabbed before the teleportation. He just, like, takes the wrench, tosses it once in his own hand, and, like, goes way back, just hurls it at the alien. The alien, getting a low toughness check, is just going to fucking die as a wrench goes through its head.
Nice.
He looks down at his hands. With great power.
Comes great responsibility. Get
Remind
this
me to
man
get
more
this-
wrenches.